Here. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Jess Somerset. I am a certified yoga teacher, as I was just telling people in the room, for everyone online. We have this class every Monday at 6 p.m., and there's rotating teachers, so I invite you all to join in online or even come in person now that we are allowed to do that. So, we will start together on our backs. I want to welcome everyone in the room and everyone online. I'm going to try to mirror the people in the room. So if you are online and you see I'm doing the opposite side of what I said, just know we're going to go back and you will be fine. So if you are in the room, let's start on our backs. You can put your feet flat on your mat, or you can start with your feet long on the mat, whichever is more comfortable for you. Just start to relax down and get comfortable. Just let the earth hold you. Relax everything down. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your back, your hips, all the way down through your legs, your knees, your ankles, your toes. Maybe give your fingers and toes a wiggle before relaxing them down just to loosen that up. Maybe your gaze is up towards the ceiling or your eyes are closed. Just take this time to arrive in your space, whether that's in the room here or online. Start to notice your breath, not passing any judgment right now, just noticing how the inhales and the exhales feel as they come in through your nose and as you exhale out. I find when we're on our belly, we can take some of the deepest breaths that we can take. If you place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest, you can feel this deeper connection. With each inhale, you'll feel the chest rise and fall with each exhale. And with each inhale, your belly sinks closer towards your spine, sucking in and breathing in the air. And with each exhale, release. Try this a few times on your own, just feeling the sensation of your palms on your body. Feeling how your breath affects where your hands are. Throughout this practice, we're going to move pretty slowly tonight, but if at any point you find your mind wandering, remember to come back to your breath. Remember this moment where we started, where it's just you, your mat, your body, and your breath. Try to connect your movements with each inhale and each exhale. To further your connection with your breath, I offer the 3-part breath, or the Sama breath, where you make the duration of your inhales and exhales the same length. So let's try that together. On your next inhale, inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. I'll guide you one more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Try that 2 times on your own. Maybe your breath is a little bit longer. Play around with that. Great. Start to waken back up now. If your hands are on your body, maybe take them off, stretch them above your head, reach above your head, reach long on the mat, extend your legs down long on the mat as well. Just a nice good morning or good evening stretch. And then exhale, drop everything back down into the mat. Roll over onto one side to help you sit up, and we will just come to a seated position. Now I noticed that I have blocks. If you don't have blocks, that is fine. If you have blocks at home or books, you can grab those. But if you want a little bit of cushion under your hips, you can always roll your mat up to help you lift your hips. So sit up nice and tall, an easy seat. Sorry about that. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, an easy seat, cross-leg position, resting your hands on your knees. Take a minute just to inhale your shoulders up by your ears and exhale, release them down. Take that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Great, just rolling that out. Switch that, roll the shoulders forward. Inhale and exhale. Great. Start to take some neck circles over to the right, which would be this direction for me. This is a good point also to get into your body by closing your eyes or softening your gaze. And then switch the direction of those neck circles when you're ready. Staying seated just like we are, coming back to that neutral spine, looking straight forward. Inhale to slightly lift the chest and the gaze, creating the arch in the back for cow. And exhale, press your belly towards your spine, rounding the back to cat. So we'll take a few seated cat-cows just like that. We're just slightly lifting the chest here. And work with your breath to do so. Good. On your next inhale, come back to center and extend your right arm down on the mat or the side by your mat. Inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling and exhale, take a side stretch over towards the right side body. Try to plug your left hip down so that you can really feel that stretch. And inhale forward. And exhale, take it to the other side. Left arm down, right arm up and over. Inhale forward. And this time, exhale, twist towards the other side. So take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. And your left hand is behind you. Maybe your gaze is towards the back of the room. Come back on your next inhale to forward. And exhale, take that twist to the other side. Remember to deep breathe through your nose. Inhales and exhales to deepen your twists. And on your next inhale, we'll work through those 2 motions. So inhale forward and exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale forward, side stretch to the left. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. And inhale and exhale, twist towards the right. Inhale forward. Exhale, twist to the left. One more time, just like that. Inhale, side stretch to the right. I'm going to move the battery pack out of the way. And inhale forward. Exhale to the other side. Inhale forward. And exhale, twist. Inhale forward. Exhale, twist. Great. Now roll over your shins or swing your legs around and come into tabletop. So we're going to stack our hips underneath our knees, our knees underneath our hips and our wrists underneath our shoulders, so everything is in line here. Your head is in line, neutral tailbone, spine, and head all extending from one another. On your inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, come into cat. Press the mat away. On your exhale, round the spine, come into cow. Great. Keep moving just like that. Inhale to lift the gaze and the tailbone. Exhale, press the mat away, rounding the spine, one vertebrae at a time with your chin towards your chest. Take those movements on your own, with your own breath. Maybe take some hip rocks, side to side. And don't be afraid to make this very fluid. So rolling your spine, we're just warming up the spine here so you can work from side to side. I invite you to close your eyes and do this. No one else is here but you in this room. You're the only one on your mat. You're the only one that should be looking at your mat. Great. On your next inhale, come back to that neutral tabletop. Everything is in line here. And extend your right arm out to the side, extending right out to the side wall. And on your inhale, start to open up towards the ceiling, opening your chest. And exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left, bringing your right shoulder and temple onto the mat, threading the needle. And just feeling that stretch on your outer shoulder. Feel free to take that full bind by wrapping your left arm up towards the ceiling and over to the opposite hip. Maybe bring your right hand to your left shoulder and breathe. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, slowly come out of that bind. Come back into your tabletop. And on your inhale, extend your left arm out to the side wall. And on your next inhale, reach up just a little bit more as you exhale, thread it underneath the right arm. Dropping your left temple down onto the mat and your left shoulder. If your hips started to sway in the opposite direction, pull them back towards the midline of your mat to really feel that stretch. And on your next inhale, slowly come back to that neutral tabletop. And bring your toes to touch, knees wide, press back into child's pose. So sit back onto your heels, extend your arms long. Rest your forehead down on the mat. And take 3 deep breaths here. With each inhale, feel your belly lift. And with each exhale, feel your belly sink in between your thighs. On your next inhale, slowly come back up through your tabletop. And tuck the toes, press back into downward facing dog. Lift the hips up towards the back wall and the back ceiling where they meet. Your head is in line with your spine. Spread your fingers wide, grip down through all 10 finger pads. And have a slight bend in your knees here to help bring your torso closer to your thighs. Maybe shorten your stance. And then exhale, drop the knees back into tabletop. Inhale, lift the gaze to cow. Exhale, press the mat away, cat. Inhale, neutral tabletop. And exhale, back to child's pose. So we'll work through those 3 movements. Press up on your inhale to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. And exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Take one step at a time, slowly, so you forward fold over your legs when you meet at the top. Let your head hang heavy. Maybe have a slight bend in the knees. If it feels comfortable to grab opposite elbows, feel free to do that as well. Maybe sway from side to side. Just releasing some of that tension along the spine. On your inhale, halfway lift, so bring your torso up, almost parallel with the mat. The crown of your head is forward and your hips are sending back towards the back wall. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Come up to high mountain. Take your arms up with you when you reach the top. And exhale, forward fold. Great. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, rise slowly, one vertebrae. Come up to the top. Bring your arms up to meet. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Take a second here to ground down through both feet. Feel that connection with the mat and the ground beneath you. Maybe take a second here to set another intention for your practice. We're going to start moving just a little bit more here. So take 3 grounding breaths standing in mountain pose. On your inhale, lift. And exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your inhale, sweep your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, grab your right wrist with your left hand. Take a side stretch over towards the right. Inhale, come forward, switching that clasp and go towards the other side. Inhale, forward. Exhale, twist towards the right, opening your arms towards the right side wall. Try to keep your hips forward, so we're really opening through the chest. So bring your right hip back forward. Yes, just like that. And inhale, forward. And exhale, twist towards the other side. Try to get that twist in the upper thoracic lumbar. Inhale, forward. Exhale, twist one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Everyone in the room, relax your face, relax your jaw. It's just yoga. Inhale, forward. And exhale, forward fold. You can swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step your right foot back to low lunge. Drop your right knee. You can untuck your toes. Just plug down through the foundation first before coming up. Your left foot is pointing towards the front of the mat. Your hips are square. On an inhale, lift the arms, lift the torso. Slight tuck in the tailbone to help you feel that stretch in your right hip flexor. Take a breath in and exhale. If it feels better to keep your hands on the mat, feel free to do that as well. On your next exhale, sit your hips back, come into half splits, extending long through your left heel, flexing your toes towards your face. On your next inhale, come back through your low lunge, lifting the arms. And exhale, plant your hands, ground down through both. Tuck your toes and step forward. Hanging over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. This time, step your left leg back, drop your left knee, and come up once you've grounded down to low lunge on the other side. That looks great, everyone. Hips are square. You can have your toes in the back tucked or untucked. Slight tuck in the tailbone. Take another breath in. And exhale, sit it back, half splits. Inhale forward, come back through your low lunge. And exhale, plant your hands, tuck your left toes, and press it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out here. Hopefully, you should feel a little bit more length in the backs of the legs. On your next inhale, drop back down to tabletop. And exhale back to child's pose. Take 2 breaths in your child's pose. On your next inhale, walk your fingertips over towards the right. We're creating more space in our side body. Just like that, great. On your next inhale, lifting up onto the fingertips, walk your hands over towards the left. And on your next inhale, come back to center. Press up on your inhale to tabletop. And exhale back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you can sweep your leg high to 3-leg dog, or just step it through in between your heads, skip the 3-leg dog, and drop your back knee. We're going to come up to that low lunge one more time. And exhale, take that twist towards the right. So just like that standing twist we did earlier, try to keep your hips square. You can always shorten your stance too. So you don't have to have your knee as far back. The main thing you want here is your right knee over your right ankle. And everyone in the room, you can see your pretty little lunges in the mirror. Inhale forward. And exhale, sit it back one more time, half splits. Just stretching out your hamstring. Inhale back to low lunge. And lift your arms. Exhale, plant your hands. Step it forward. Come into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. This time, step your right leg back. We'll do low lunge on the other side. Lift your arms up on your inhale. And exhale, take that twist towards the left. To help you with your balance, think about squeezing your outer hips towards one another. Think about squeezing your right knee towards your left ankle. Inhale forward, facing the front of the room. And exhale, sit it back, half splits. From your half splits, come back to your low lunge. Exhale, plant your hands. Step it back, downward facing dog. And if you did 3-leg dog on the right side, we're going to start with our left leg this time. Inhale, lift the left leg high. And exhale, step it through. This time, keep your back knee lifted. Come up to high crescent lunge on the left. So those same actions I was talking about on the ground, apply those here. Squeeze your hips in. Square your hips towards the front. Find something to focus on. Doesn't have to be me. It can be anything behind me. It's just something steady. Take that twist towards the left, opening your arms. Remember to breathe. Inhale forward. And exhale, open, twist to warrior two. So your front foot is pointing towards the front side of the mat, and your left heel is spun down. So your back foot is kind of parallel with the back of your mat. Your hips are open to the right side of your mat, and your gaze is over your left fingertips. Great. Take an inhale, reverse your warrior. So peaceful warrior, tip back. Elongating that side body one more time. And exhale, cartwheel your hands and step back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg. And exhale, step it through. Come up to high crescent lunge. Great. Ground down, find your foundation. Your back heel is lifted high. You're sinking down into your hips if that feels comfortable to you. And exhale, twist towards the right. Squeezing your outer hips. And inhale forward. Exhale, open twist to warrior two. Remember those cues on the other side. Front knee over front ankle. Back heel is spun down. And your gaze is over your left middle finger, your right middle finger. On an inhale, flip your palm. Reverse your warrior. Reaching up and back. And exhale, cartwheel your hands. And step it back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, roll out to plank or drop to your knees to come into modified plank. And exhale, slowly lower down to your belly. Keeping your hands underneath your shoulders, forehead on the mat. On an inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, baby cobra. And exhale, take your left cheek down onto the mat. Inhale up, baby cobra. And exhale, take your right cheek to the mat. Inhale one more time, each side. Just creating a little bit of space up there. And inhale, take your other cheek to the mat. On your exhale. On your inhale, come back to cobra, pressing down underneath your shoulders. And exhale, lower your forehead down to the mat. Inhale, press up through tabletop and send it back to child's pose. Take about 5 breaths here. We just did a few balancing and standing postures. If you want to give your arms a break, feel free to bring your arms back around towards your feet. Or if you want to create more space in your neck, you can bring your forearms to touch in front of you with your elbows on the mat and bring your palms back towards your head, back towards your neck. On your next inhale, press back through your tabletop and back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high, three-leg dog, bend your knee, and stack your hips. If you want to make this more accessible, you can do the same hip opening from tabletop. Maybe roll out your ankle. Go in both directions. Step your right foot in between your hands. Come back to that low lunge. Drop your left knee. Like we did earlier, we're going to lift the torso just up. We don't need to bring the arms this time because you're going to reach up with your arms and you're going to twist towards the right. Plant your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. And maybe reach back for your left foot for a quad stretch. If this is uncomfortable on your knee, feel free to pad the mat. On an exhale, release that. Come back to your low lunge. And just press your knees back to tabletop. Or you can press back through downward facing dog if you wish. And we'll take that on the other side. So on your inhale, lift your left leg. Stack your hips. If you're in tabletop, it should look like this. If you're in downward facing dog, it should look like this. Something like this. Not exactly. How it looks in your body is different than mine, but those are the general alignment positions. And exhale, step it through, come into that low lunge. You can keep your right hand here. I was just giving cues to help with the twist, but you're going to lift your left arm up and reach back for your right foot. If it's not there today, that's okay. Remember to listen to your body. We'll do some more quad stretches. Release the foot. Slowly square your hips off and press it back to downward facing dog. Child's pose is always an option at any point in any class. It's a nice resting pose, but it is a very active one too. So feel free now to drop down to your knees on your inhale and exhale, sit it back to child's pose. Take 3 breaths. On your inhale, slowly roll back into your tabletop, coming back up onto your hands and knees. Extend your right leg back behind you, just flexing the calf here. Your foot is on the ground still, toes are in contact with the back of the mat, just rocking forward and back. Take a gaze over your right shoulder, looking back towards your right heel. And then exhale, plant your left knee next towards your right knee next towards your left. Mirroring is very hard. And on your next inhale, extend your left leg back with your toes in contact with the mat and start to rock forward and back. Remember, in your tabletop, your belly is pulling in towards your spine here, so your spine is in line with your head and your tailbone. Take a gaze over your left shoulder, looking back towards your left heel. And then inhale back to tabletop. Slowly press into downward facing dog. And then make your way up to the front of the mat We'll meet in forward fold, hanging over our legs. On an inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Hands meet at the top, up high in high mountain. Great. Take another breath in. Exhale, slowly lower your arms behind your back. Come into a clasp like this. And on your inhale, lift the chest, opening the shoulders, opening the chest. And exhale, fold over your legs. Maybe keep that clasp if that feels comfortable. Always remember to bend your knees to make that more accessible. Just opening the shoulders. On an inhale, sweep your arms by your side, sit back into chair. Arms go up high above head, or my personal favorite is heart center, because I do not like chair. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, bring your arms up overhead. And exhale, sweep your arms behind you. Take that clasp, maybe with the opposite thumb on top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms by your sides. Sit back into your chair. And we're going to stay here. So in your chair, that's good. You can bring your toes together if that feels more comfortable, or take queen chair with your feet about hip width distance apart. If you're in the room, take a look in the mirror. Sit back in your chair, making sure your hips are going back. You can still see your toes over your knees. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. It's like gorilla pose, so take your hands underneath your feet, stretching out the forearms here. Be very careful. Feel free to give your toes a massage. Just elongating the backs of the legs a little bit more. Great. And on your inhale, slowly start to roll up, releasing that. Coming all the way up to mountain pose. Once you reach the top, bring your shoulders up, back and around. And reach your fingertips out by your sides. Good. We're going to do some balancing postures from this mountain pose. So on your inhale, sweep your arms up and your right leg up. Parallel, your thighs parallel with the ground. Knees bent. And on an exhale, take a twist towards the right. You can grab the outside of your right knee. And inhale forward. Exhale, step it down. Inhale, ground your feet down one more time. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your left leg, come into marcher pose. Your thighs parallel with the ground. And exhale, twist towards the left. Right arm to the outside of the left knee. And inhale forward. Exhale, step it down. We're going to add on just a little bit more. We're still going to balance through these postures, so remember to move slowly. Listen to your breath. Find something to focus on that'll help you. You already did the first balance, so I think you guys got this. So, on your inhale, sweep your arms up, sweep your right leg up, come parallel. And exhale, maybe open your hip to the side. And back forward. Keeping your hips square, start to hinge forward, coming into airplane pose. Send your arms back to warrior 3. And then exhale, plant your right foot, come into high lunge, reach your arms up. Great. Remember to square your hips, squeeze your outer hips in. From this balanced posture, we're going to go right back into marcher, so feel free to bump your back leg in, and then shoot it up, come into that marcher. And exhale, release. And then we'll try the other side, okay? So shake it out. On your inhale, lift your arms, lift your left leg. Focus on something that's not moving. Just listen carefully. On your exhale, open your hip towards the left. And inhale, come back forward. Exhale, start to hinge forward, come into that warrior three. Sweep the arms back. And then exhale, plant the foot. Come back to your high crescent lunge, grabbing all that energy, reaching the arms up. Stay here for a breath. Now, remember earlier we were grounding down through our feet. This is why. So you can get that grounding down through both feet before you inhale, back to marcher. Lift the left leg high. And exhale, drop it down. Great. All right. Inhale, everyone, arms up high. And exhale, for fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands. Take a vinyasa or listen carefully, step your feet back to plank or modified plank, lowering your knees. And exhale, slowly lower your chest. On an inhale, press up to cobra, a little bit higher than baby cobra. And exhale, lower your chest. Inhale back through tabletop. And exhale to your child's pose. Take 3 more breaths here in child's pose. On your next inhale, slowly come up just through tabletop and swing your legs around to sit on your bottoms. And with your legs planted, your feet planted, just sit back on your hands like this and sway your knees from right to left. Do a couple of windshield wipers. Your feet should be about the mat width distance or hip width distance. When I do this, I start to inch forward, so just sway from side to side. Good. On your next inhale, scoot your bottom back to the back of your mat and extend your legs long. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And just feel how this half butterfly feels. Before we move into full butterfly, we're going to do a couple of folds here, but just sit up nice and tall. Feel your seat bones plugged into the mat. Good. On an inhale, lift your arms. And exhale, slowly forward fold over your right leg, scooping the belly up towards the spine. Remember to only do what your body will let you. We're not forcing anything here. We're just in our bodies listening, breathing. On an inhale, slowly start to come up from your fold and extend your right leg long. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Find your seat bones one more time. And inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, fold. On an inhale, slowly come up and extend your left leg down to meet your right. Find your seat one last time and inhale both arms up. And we'll do a full forward fold over both legs. Scoop your belly up towards your spine, chin towards your chest. As you still elongate over your legs, maybe work with your breath to inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Great. Slowly start to roll up, coming back to a seat. And bring both of the soles of your feet together. Come into full butterfly or full bound angle. You can grab your ankles. If you have blocks at home or books, you can stack those underneath your knees to take some of that weight off there. Sit up nice and tall on an inhale. And on an exhale, maybe explore folding. Maybe just stay here. Good. Okay, slowly come up and make your way all the way down to your back. Pull your knees in towards your chest and just rock from side to side. Plant both of your feet down onto the mat with your knees up towards the ceiling. On an inhale, lift your right leg up with the foot pointing up towards the ceiling and grab behind your right thigh or quad or calf, wherever you can reach. Roll out your ankle a couple of times in both directions. And with your breath, start to pull your right leg in towards your chest, in towards your face, keeping your leg straight, keeping your tailbone plugged into the mat. Foot is flexed. When you've reached a point where your leg feels happy, stay there and breathe. For a deeper stretch, you can extend your left leg long on the mat, keeping your right leg where it is. If your leg is extended long, plant your left foot back on the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, opening your right hip. And thread your arms to grab your left leg and pull your thigh in towards your chest. This is a great alternative for pigeon. It's just reclined pigeon on your back. Slowly lower your left foot back onto the mat. Inhale your right foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, plant your right foot next to your left. Extend your left foot up towards the ceiling. Grab behind your thigh or calf. Start to roll out your ankle. Cross your left foot over your right knee. If you didn't pull your leg towards your face, feel free to do that just for a little bit before going into your reclined pigeon. Lift your right foot up to pull your right thigh in towards your chest. Or you can keep your right foot planted and take your left hand to your left knee and gently open your hip that way. Slowly come out of that. Drop your right foot back down onto the mat. Send your left leg up towards the ceiling. And exhale, plant it next to your right. Send your feet wide of the mat and bring your knees together. Feet are still planted. You can place one hand on your belly, one on your chest to come back to your breath like we did in the beginning. On an inhale, extend your left leg long, pull your right knee in towards your chest. On an exhale, slowly send your right knee over towards the left. Come into a supine twist. Your right knee is going to go to the outer side of your left foot, your left knee. If it feels better to have your knees together and take this twist, feel free to do that too. Just find which variation of a supine twist is best. And stay here for 3 breaths. On your next inhale, slowly start to undo that twist and pull both knees in towards your chest. Rock from side to side. Extend your right leg long down on the mat with your left knee in towards your chest. Exhale, send your left knee over towards the right side. Maybe your gaze goes towards the left. And again, feel free to stack your knees and take that twist. On an inhale, slowly pull both knees back into your chest. And plant both feet down on the mat with your knees up towards the ceiling. Plant your palms flat on the mat, reaching towards your heels, just shy of your heels. So if your feet are very far away from your tailbone, scoot your feet in so you just barely want to touch your heels. On an inhale, we're going to press up into bridge, pressing down through the arms, the feet, lift the hips, lift the chest towards the chin. Maybe shimmy your shoulder blades underneath your back for a clasp in your bridge, or just stay there where you are, where you started. And exhale, slowly lower the hips. Take your knees from right to left, windshield wiper both legs. And we'll do bridge one more time. If wheel is in your practice, feel free to go into that. I'm not going to demo that today, but if you want to do it, feel free. On an inhale, press into your feet, press into your palms, lift the hips. Lift the chest towards the chin. Your neck is still long on the mat, so try not to squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears, extending the back of your neck. And exhale, lower the hips. Take those windshield wipers one last time. On an inhale, extend both feet up towards the ceiling, flexing the feet. Come into waterfall, letting gravity do its job. From your feet, we're plugging our legs basically back into our hip sockets. So just stay right here, let gravity do it. Just keep your feet flexed up towards the ceiling. Cross your right leg over your left leg and bend your knees. Grab for opposite feet. We're in a reclined Gomukhasana, so you're crossed at the knees. So your legs are up, cross them, bend them. There we go. Yep, just like that. You're welcome to stay on your back. We're just getting into the outer right hip. On an inhale, extend your legs back up towards the ceiling. Cross your left leg over your right. Bending at the knees, pull your thighs in towards your chest by grabbing opposite ankles or just staying right here. On an inhale, extend your legs up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself one last hug. Maybe bring your forehead up to your knees. One big squeeze. And exhale, release into your final Shavasana resting pose. Extend your legs long, arms down. We're going to take one last breath here before you relax in your Shavasana, just to ground everyone together. I invite you to bring your awareness to your breath by closing your eyes. On an inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. Drop your tongue away from the top roof of your mouth. Maybe separate the jaw just a bit here. Relax your shoulders. Let your bones get heavy. Slowly start to bring life back into your body by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. I invite you to keep your eyes closed, just bringing sensation back into our body. Take that good morning stretch like we did in the beginning of class. Reach your arms up over your head, extend through your feet, and exhale, release everything back down. Roll over onto one side, come into a fetal position. Rest here for a moment. Thank your body. Thank your mind. Thank your breath. You brought yourself here on your mat for a reason today. Whether that's good, bad. You showed up for yourself. Slowly start to roll up and come into an easy seat, crossing your legs in front of you. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed. On an inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We're going to take one more breath here together. On an inhale, take a deep breath in through your nose. One more sip at the top. And exhale, release. I want to thank you all for practicing with me. Thank everyone in the room, and thank you everyone online. And until we see each other again, be well.